Hello everyone, my name is Gleb and welcome to 3-Minute Wednesday, where I share my motivational thoughts with you guys. Today we are talking about passion, so let's get started. First of all, I will explain why it is important to find your passion. Then I will show you an effective way to do it. And finally, I will give you some tips on how to follow your passion. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. But before we begin, let us define what a passion is. Well, it is something that you are passionate about. Just kidding. If we look the word up in the Macmillan Dictionary, we'll see that it says that it is something that produces a strong enthusiasm or interest in you. In other words, it is something that drives you and puts you on fire. So why it is important to find your passion? There are two reasons. First, finding and following your passion is gonna make your life a lot happier. Think about it. If you spend your whole life on a job that you are not passionate about, then you will eventually regret it. I know this for a fact because I've talked to the elderly and watched the videos about them. The second reason why it is important to find and follow your passion is because most successful people highly recommend you do it.
I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love.
It's like everybody's got a different fucking thing. Figure out what your fucking thing is and stop making fucking bullshit excuses.
Do something you're very passionate about.
In life, you should only ever be doing one of two things, and that is figuring out what you're most passionate about, like finding your dreams in life, and then two, realizing those passions, realizing those dreams.
Everybody has a calling, and your real job in life is to figure out as soon as possible what that is, who you were meant to be, and begin to honor that in the best way possible for yourself.
So you see how they insist, how they urge you to do it. If successful people tell you to find your passion, then it's worth going and finding it. All you need is a strong desire to live a happy life and a sheet of paper with a marker. So take a sheet of paper and write down things that you like and enjoy doing, just like this. And try to come up with as many options as you can. Even if it's like, eating, still write it down. Because who knows, maybe you will run a company that majors in tasting, or you'll become a chef in the future. Once you've done this, narrow the list down to at most 3 things. To do that, ask yourself, what would I do if I could do it all the time? Who would I be if I didn't have a job? If you still find it hard to narrow the list down to at most 3 things, then go and try them and see what brings you most pleasure, what you like most. So, moving on to our last part, which is how to follow your passion. First, focus on it and do it every day. Try to incorporate it in your life, first as a hobby and then make it a profession. Second, create an environment that motivates you. Surround yourself with people who have already achieved success in the area you are passionate about. Put some pictures on the wall of people who inspire you. A crucial remark: don't let other people drown out your inner voice and convince you that it can't be done, that you will fail. If you really love it, do it anyway and prove them wrong. So let me recap it real quick. First, finding your passion is of paramount importance because it makes your life much happier. To find your passion, just make a list of things that you like and narrow it down to at most 3 things. To follow your passion, surround yourself with people who have already become successful in the area you are passionate in. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the content, please give it a big thumbs up. And feel free to suggest your way of finding and following passion down in the comment section below. It would be really interesting for me to know. So, have a nice day, and I will see you next Wednesday. Ouch.